upgraded. All right. It happened just that quick. And I'm sorry, guys. I took 20 minutes to do a tutorial on uploading apps and connecting apps, and AT&T gonna hear from me tomorrow. But despite all that, I have Michael and Ashley with me. I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. First off, I definitely want to thank and tell all you people, what is it, 12, almost 1,300 of you guys in this group. I appreciate you being a part of Money Talks group. Appreciate you engaging, asking questions, utilizing the group as a resource to help you walk in your financial life, build your wealth. It's all about meeting you where you are financially to help you succeed. Michael and Ashley, definitely no surprise there. They've done something amazing, became debt free. If you haven't already, real quick, I just want to tell you guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Money Talks YouTube channel. New content about 3 times a week comes out there. If you're on YouTube watching this, like the video, leave a comment. We want to hear from you too. Subscribe to the channel. But yeah, that's the paid advertising portion for this video. I definitely appreciate Michael and Ashley, you guys stopping by. So how much debt did you pay off? How long did it take? What kind of debt was it? Now, we all saw the picture, but I just like you guys to put it in context and break it down. We'll start there.
Absolutely. Go ahead, man.
Okay, well, we're Michael and Ashley Walter, and we paid off a little over $57,000 in debt, and we did it in 32 months.
32 months. So if you're not really good with math, that's just under 3 years. And $50,000 is a lot of freaking money for that fast of time. That means you guys were really chunking at it. So what kind of debt was it?
Student loan debt. I had student loans, and they're the devil.
That's everybody's
student
debt.
loans. Everybody knows, right? Student loans are the worst. That, and I had a car.
Okay.
Car loan. That
still got the car?
Paid off.
Okay. Now somebody, I mean, you could have sold it. So I don't
know. No, we got the car and we're debt free as well. So I'm definitely happy and excited about that.
Man, that's phenomenal. So student loans, I'm a pause on that one for a second to let people digest, because we've done a few debt-free screens, and pretty much student loans creeps up in there somewhere. It's usually a majority or what have you. So what actually started you guys to really take a look at your debt? Because you're married now, right?
Right.
Okay, so what kind of made you take a look, like one day, hey, you know what, maybe we need to dial this thing in a little bit? What was it for you?
Well, we actually started talking about money before were married. And so Michael actually came to the relationship with the debt. I was debt free. I didn't have student loans or any kind of loans.
Right, Michael, for her, right?
You marry up. You marry up.
Right.
I definitely married up.
Right.
It was unfortunate for her though. Right.
Right.
But I was blessed. My parents were able to pay for my schooling and things like that. So I didn't have any debt. And so, we just started talking about it. We were engaged, and maybe even before we were engaged, he brought up a guy named Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, started listening. I learned about Dave Ramsey in college.
Okay.
And it just kind of, from there, I was like listening to people's debt-free screams, because, it's kind of like you said, it's like, is this real? Yeah. And when I began to see, like, man, these are real people, ordinary people getting out of debt, then I just started listening to his podcast, just all of these different things. And so from there, I was like, hey, we need to sign up for financial peace,
Okay.
And let me also tell y'all this, guys, we've only been married for 3 years. So just think now,
so
if we pay this debt, right.
What a way to say I love you. Here's a
we literally got married and started paying off debt.
Yeah, as soon as we got married, we hit the ground running. So
no, that's good, because I mean, like you said, a lot of people, when we think about the dating aspect, like we don't date correct. You know what I mean? We don't talk about our health our mental health struggles, what our challenges. We don't talk about our money. And so a lot of people, they get in marriage, and I mean, I work in banking. I've seen so many couples come in, we're going to buy a car, and then I'm the one telling somebody that, we ain't going to be able to help you out. Well, why can't I make $120,000 a year. I'm good. Yeah, you good, but your wife ain't. You know what I mean? The person be married after a year and they storm out, and I'm like, I hope they come back. You know what I mean? Like together. So you don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but the fact is, having that transparent conversation as early as possible. There's no better way to trust somebody than to say, and to be honest, to be vulnerable, than to show your true nakedness of your financial self. And whether you're at home or we're all married, so you have that person right there with your accountability. At some point, they're gonna see what you're hiding. At some point, especially with money, well, why don't you pay it this way? Well, I ain't really got it like that. Well, why you ain't got it like that? And then they pulled up, well, we married. I should know, I thought, you know what I mean? Well, and once you tell them, well, then they gotta be like, well, I love you, but like when you say those vows, you say I do to a lot of stuff, but it's after you get married that you realize, what did you really say I do to? Like people didn't give you a pre-contract like, hey, this is what I got. No. So you got to go digging for that info. And that's tough. And I'm not trying to say, because you're awesome, Ashley, that your parents set you up like that. And that's a conversation in itself of what the potential can be for somebody if we do this thing right. My wife didn't have student loans. Her parents walked with her about scholarships, about all that. And so I'm like, when she told me that, I was literally shocked. And she told me early in the relationship, but I ain't share with her what I got going on. I'm like, okay, well, that just means you gonna help me. Right. Like, I just told myself I would make her love me a lot more so I can drop this on her. But the fact is, it's tough. And as a guy, you want to be a provider, you want to be strong, you want to be your best self, and to have to share that to your wife and basically say, hey, I'm not perfect. This ain't like leaving the toilet seat up. This is, you might not be going on vacation for a couple of years. You might not get that bag that you like, but your lifestyle is about to change because you with me. So that's kudos. So how did that kind of go when you brought that out? You know what I mean? Because actually, you seem pretty sensible. So you know what I mean? How did that really go when you deliver that message? And what was your thought process? Because you don't have that. And most people be like, look, that sounds like a you problem.
Right. Well, for me, I think that relationships are gonna come with baggage, period.
Yeah.
And whether it's financial, emotional, or like a mental, spiritual. It could be any type of baggage. No one's perfect. You're gonna come to the relationship with something. And so for Michael, his was financial. For me, that was not a non-negotiable. It wasn't a deal breaker because I just saw it more as, well, I'm taking you on, I love you and I'm taking that on too. I mean, and we're going to work through it together and we're going to, and tackle it together. And I stopped calling it his debt. I started calling it our
debt. Language.
It's our. Once you get married, it is ours.
That matters. You gotta shift your mind.
You gotta shift your mind. Versus this your debt. When you gonna pay it? It's like no.
Like you somebody, mama.
Right. Come on. It's so much better together, and we got out of it so much faster because we put both of our, monies together, both of our money together. So
the power of what you can do when you do it together.
Yeah. I mean, you can go so much farther faster. It's just understanding that hump. It's just like like you said, you looked at it. Hey, I look at it ours. So when you talk about the mindset change, because we all hear these terms a lot. Hey, you got to change your mindset. Well, one of them is, hey, she stopped calling it ours. Stop calling it yours. And like you said, because somebody else mentioned that about a few videos ago, guys, if you haven't watched, but he did say, hey, you're not my mama. You know what I mean? And she was like, I can't treat you like I'm your mom. I'm your wife. It's a difference. And so when you have that language, in our relationships, we have to change the way we deliver some of these messages because it throws up the defenses, and then you're like, all right, this is how it's gonna be. And so we have more decades of what we've already had.
Yeah,
so,
and it really causes division too.
Okay.
Especially when you split up your bank account, like that's your bank account, this is my bank account, and this is how we do things, and you really lose that communication. It's like, well, if we can't come together when it comes to finances, it's like it really starts unnecessary disagreements, and and it really should just all be, I feel that, I mean, you came together, you might as well put everything together,
right?
Especially if you know this is one,
right?
Because money touches every area of your life.
It does.
It touches every area. So you gotta have the conversation and talk about it. And I think that's a huge problem. Is that, like you said, first of all, yes, change your mindset, but being open to say, for whoever has the debt, I in this situation had the debt. To be honest and vulnerable and say, hey, I know we're getting married and I got this, and then, allowing her to make her decision from there. And, of course, it takes maturity, to do what she does. Like you said, not saying that that's yours. No, that's ours. We're going to come together and we're, as you can see, who knew it was going to turn into this great story. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If you would have told me when we were paying, it didn't feel great. I'm gonna be honest with you. It didn't feel great at all. I wouldn't.
And we're gonna get to that too.
It would have turned into this at all. Now looking back, I'm definitely thankful. But man, it was rough.
And then there's something that we said after we got out of debt. We were like, if we did this, then there's nothing we can't
imagine what you can do together.
You can do remarkable things. So you had the conversation. How did you get started? So obviously, again, Ashley, you I would imagine you have some sort of budgeting skill to yourself. You know what I mean? Did you kind of lay the framework? Was one person better at the numbers than the other? Like, how did this all kind of come together plan wise for you to kind of decide?
Well, the program that we went through, Financial Peace University, really kind of helped us step by step, kind of jumpstart. And we had our budget meeting the first time, and
which was rough. It wasn't good. It was bad. And hey, you can laugh though, but because let me tell you, I don't know about you, but in my household, I never heard that word budget. We didn't do any budget.
Budget, what's that? I heard I can't afford it.
My dad did all the money stuff.
So what I'm saying, so no one ever sat down and said, hey, this is how you budget.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a clue, until we took that class and all of that. That wasn't language thrown around in my house or, even around people that I really knew. I didn't hear people talking about no budget. So
unless it was in a bad sense, like your money really bad, now I got to be on a budget.
Right. It's almost like being in timeout, being on punishment, right? You got it's bad. Now,
when you start buying the big year-long ketchup instead of, you start getting extra packets of ketchup from McDonald's and stuff. Yeah, we on a budget.
Noodles. Hey, ramen noodles, come on.
Yeah, we on a budget. That's what that means.
Right.
So, it ain't good. So when did we get off the budget? You know what I mean?
Right.
You didn't make it a way of your life. You made it a seasonal act.
Right.
And it didn't flow. So your concept. So y'all had this long budget meeting, of course, because it's the first one and you dive in deep. Whew. So did y'all meet like every week, or like how did y'all really start to formulate?
We usually try to meet at least like once a month, like right before the month begins, and try to figure out, okay, what do we know of that's going to happen this month that we can account for?
I didn't like them. The meeting.
Yeah, he sure did not.
I did not like it.
Yeah, the first meeting.
I wanted it to be over with. Well, and then I'm going to tell you why too, though, because you got to think, going from being single to married, we can talk about that. That's a whole nother transition. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what you going? This is my money. How you going to? Why you?
I done went to work for 40 hours. And you been tell me here your cut. Right. What you mean here my cut?
You all in my business? Like, wait a minute.
You can spend some money on Amazon.
Right, and then you gonna ask me what I spent? Oh,
right. You
this ain't gonna work.
Kid?
But it's like people don't want to see it. Like they know they've been spending it,
right?
But they don't want to know
just
the
turn
numbers.
a blind eye. Like you hope maybe it'll just
it's
disappear.
not that bad.
Yeah, it really right. Like you're at the doctor's office, just hurry up. What you?
Right.
You know what I mean? No, but you made an excellent point, Ashley. Like people don't want to look at. How many people don't look at their credit report? You know, you got stuff out there. Go ahead and do it. Like the one thing I tell people when I've coached, I'm like, dude, you can pull your credit report. Nobody's gonna give you a whooping. Like seriously,
that's
you're
good.
not. You clicking that button is not gonna cause you any physical harm.
Right.
But what it will do is you might not feel good internally when you see the numbers, and it could be overwhelming. Don't get me wrong,
right?
But at least it's better to know your problem. It's the same reason why people don't like going to the doctor. If I don't want to go there because if I go, they're gonna tell me I'm sick. I'd rather just live knowing that I'm
in denial.
Yeah,
which is not healthy. Which is not wise.
It's not healthy.
Like that.
Oh, we could have stopped your cancer 5 months ago, but you didn't want to check it out. So it's one of those things with money. The one thing I like about it is black and white to the point of once you look at it, if it's debt, you look at your credit report. That's it.
Yeah,
there ain't no more to the story. You know what I mean? That's the most you got to pay. So it's you know what I mean. Now you got to work on the other side. Hey, how much?
Decision time.
Yeah, it's decision time. So what type of stuff did you guys do as you were going through these meetings that you didn't really like? What type of decisions had to be made while you were trying to figure out, okay, we got to start tackling this thing?
Well, like the doctor reference you just made, the budget is really like a diagnostic.
Yeah.
So it really helps us to see like, whoa, we're spending a lot of money here, and here.
Right.
And so we discovered that we spent a lot of money on clothes
and
food, especially restaurants
was eating our
budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after a few budget meetings, we discovered $1,700 that was being spent frivolously. We
didn't know where it was going. Yeah.
Well, you knew once you hit the budget, but 1,700.
That's a lot of money, man. That's not accounted for. That you just don't know.
And you didn't realize, like,
we didn't even realize
I was spending that much money.
You living your best life, and that's the thing. It's that I became like I became a math person. I suck at math. Anybody pull my grade school reports? I was a C. If the teacher liked
not
me,
by yourself,
probably
man.
could be mine.
Here, man.
Yeah, I can do numbers in my head now because I realize it's simple and I've done it so much. But back then, I couldn't add 2 + 2. But when I first did a budget, kind of same thing happened to me. I was like, why ain't I saving? This don't make no sense. But 1,700, that's somebody's check. That's somebody. I'm like, somebody living their best life somewhere.
That's a mortgage.
And
it is.
And we don't have big, huge
expenses and jobs.
Right.
We don't make like 6 figures.
Right. Yeah. I'm a teacher, elementary teacher.
Really?
And I'm a minister of music.
Yeah.
So we ain't making it. We're not balling.
But you got 1,700 out there. So that was the first clue. Like, hey, we finna rope this in. And to your point, a lot of people, what we're in that or coming out of with COVID. When I started coaching people through for free during COVID, that was an awesome opportunity. One of the same central messages I told people, I'm like, if you ever want to know what it was like to get out of debt, COVID is that. You're at home. You're figuring out new ways to have fun and be content and engage with your family. You find out you actually like your wife for different reasons than you did before because COVID. You can't move nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
When you're talking about getting out of debt, you're in there. You're in there. You're not going out. You're making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You got
to deal with it.
Constricted. And what this tells people is you can do it. It's hard, but it is a mental get.
Yeah,
you won't die. It won't.
You have to. It'll get you. So you guys cut out. You guys cut out the eating out. Brunches were on hold for a while.
Shopping.
Yeah, and we looked at our subscription, you know, the little things
started
that we
cutting
could
those
cut
down.
off. And we're like, do we even use this anymore? Like, well, cut that
You're not even
subscription.
watching the TV all day.
You know, just little stuff like that.
We started doing
because it adds up.
They call it the chop. We just started chopping away at stuff, man.
Did
you don't realize
it. Mm-hmm. Did you sell anything?
Ooh, did we sell anything? I don't think we sold anything.
I don't think we sold anything.
So yours was really once you did the budget, which 85, nearly 90% of the time when people do their first budget, they find out that they actually have more money than they think they have.
Yes.
90% of the time. It's Absolutely. A really high percentage. There's still some where, you know what I mean, their income just isn't making it. But the fact is, not doing it now, it kind of tells you what you have to work with, because like you said, you're looking at a mountain of a problem. So you're like, okay, well, what's the first thing? What do I have first? Right. Then, and what do I have? Will that solve the problem, what I need? And then, you know, so next, did you have to go get some more? Did you go get other jobs as you started to try to tackle this? How did you kind of approach that scenario?
So also, I work a 9 to 5. In addition to being a minister of music, I am a courier, like a runner. So I go to the post office, go to the courthouses, deliver, packages, you know, different things like that. So yeah, I mean, we're just trying to make it work, you know. And if I, you know, me being a musician, if I played an extra like a wedding or something like that, we would take some. So we're just trying to figure out how we can take all of these funds and throw it at this debt, which for me, that just hurt my heart so bad to see all of that money just going to debt. I'm just like, oh,
because as you knew it, you had money.
Right.
In your mind, you had money. Right. Every time you paid, I got some money.
It's like, no.
No, I actually said, no, you ain't got no money.
It was rough, man. It was rough.
Yeah. Or if I got like a bonus or something at work, you know, it's like, this is going, you know,
and you stuck with it.
Half of this or whatever, you know, it's going towards the debt. We're not keeping all of it, you know.
So you had basically the car and student loans, right?
Yeah.
So the car, I personally think cars, credit cards, even personal loans, family loans, stuff like that, not hard. People in their mind, yeah, man, I shouldn't have this. Let me run through it.
Yeah.
Student loan is like you drawing a line in the sand, like there's no other. So when you looked at the student loan and you're like, all right, we got the car down, we're gonna run through this. Again, mindset, what were you thinking, or what helped you transition? Like, hey man, I went to school, I may or may not be using this degree to the full potential. I may not be getting paid what I paid for this degree. Yeah. How did you reason in your mind, hey man, I got to pay this thing off. I got to keep going?
Because I knew that when I wanted to be out of it, I just wanted it out of our hair, because I was thinking about the future. I was thinking about, I want to be free, man. You know, I see why they call it debt freedom. Like, 'cause it's literally like a burden. It's like being in a prison, man. And it's like, I want to get out. And so thinking about the future and thinking about the possibilities of what I could be doing if I did not have that, like we would talk like, yo, if we did not have to pay debt, do you know how nice our bank accounts would be right now?
And how easy it would be.
Just being real.
Yeah, how easy it would be, because you're used to throwing 1,700 away. So that's one good thing about the debt freedom, the debt journey. Honestly, it teaches you a few things. It teaches you contentment. It teaches you gratitude. But realistically and tactically, it teaches you life survival skills.
Yes,
we need to know how to survive more than just I just need to go make more money. It's a different level of thing, because what if you have a huge health scare, or like you said, just because you're out of debt doesn't mean the challenge, or like I was telling you when we were talking before, the challenges don't stop. Like as life progresses, the challenges get harder. You're married. Before, the married challenges and the single challenges are different. If people want to know what it's like to be married, well, I'll put it like this. before when I went out and I have fun, $20. When I go out, take my wife. Now, when we was dating, 30, 35. I take my wife out now, 100. I don't know what we eating. Somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but something. As soon as I got married, all the bills, 80. Not. I'm like, it's just me and you. Like, we going to the same places. I thought. Right. Like, but something happened. It's fine. We blessed. But the point is, as you get older, you add more things that become more subtle expenses. When you add kids, they can't eat off your plate forever. You know what I mean? So you can give them a couple eggs at brunch when they 18 months or 8 months or whatever. But once they get 3, they want their own plate and they want to order. And then they growing at a rapid rate and you trying to suppress them, but you don't want to malnourish a child because you're trying to be on the budget. So the point is, all these
real out there.
Subtle lifestyle creep, it does happen. And you're always going to have financial challenges. You're always going to have financial decisions. You guys are debt free. You know, ever since you've been debt free, the challenges are different. But my thing was, like I told my wife, like I tell everybody, I cannot allow money to be the reason why I'm not doing something. If I make a choice, I'm good.
Yeah.
But if I'm not working a job, or if I'm not going on a trip, or if I didn't go to the concert or whatever, and I said, man, I just don't want to go, it won't be because, oh, Jonathan, you ain't really got the money. You got to sit your butt down. If I need to go out of town, but in that same week, I need to get a car repair, I'm not going to foil the vacation. And you know what I mean? Or I'm not going to go on the vacation and come back and then you can't get to work. So what, like,
decisions.
And to your point, money being next to religion, infidelity, but number one reason marriage is breaking up, and I knew that prevalently. I was like, we can argue about a whole lot of other stuff. I'm not going to argue with you about no money and the lack thereof. Now, if we agree that, hey, we need to do this decision differently. Okay, we got different opposing views. I'm with that, but it ain't going to be the decision of, hey, we not doing this because we ain't got the money, and I didn't promise your daddy that I'm gonna take care of you, and he's still alive, so I gotta keep the promise because he's gonna be checking in. So you know what I mean? It's a lot. So when you talk about where that decision and wrap it back to the decision to do the student loans, I know a lot of people, and you got friends too, and some of the stuff you hear about, man, I ain't paying that. Like, that's their fault. I'm like, you signed the contract. You signed the contract not knowing.
Knowingly or unknowingly, you signed it. Right. You owe that money.
You trusted somebody who probably had 150 on the other side of that, and they were like, this is how you do school. Well, I didn't find no job, so what do? You go to grad school. Well, why would I go to grad school and I don't have no job at the undergrad, and I would add another 40 to this problem? But this is the cycle.
You're
because
right. Yeah, absolutely.
The student loan whole thing, it's no secret, they're out to make money. And they're out to make money through student loans. And it's worked up until now because you can't charge somebody $80,000 for a tuition and they sitting at home at their computer. Yeah. But before, what would you tell somebody that's like, I just can't wrap my head around paying the student loan? Like, why?
Well, I think sometimes people look at it like it's so huge. When you look at the number, it is. But we looked at it and we took it in bite size.
Yeah, take it step by step.
You know,
because it's intimidating if you look at the full number every time. And we actually had a whiteboard.
Okay.
And we would, put our number up there that we owed and all of that kind of stuff. And the satisfaction, the little bit of satisfaction that I was able to get out of it was being able to change that number and to watch it go down. That kind of brings you encouragement. And you're able to somewhat get those small wins. Right. So that's what helps you to keep going. It's like, oh, okay. It's coming down. It's coming down. It's coming down.
And to be honest, anybody can get out of debt.
Anybody.
It don't matter how little your salary is. So even if you can save $5 to $10 a month, like
come on, anybody can do it. It's just a made up mind. You literally, the choice is yours. It's not for the elite. It's not for the people who have
elite.
the most money.
I'm not elite. I promise you.
And we aren't either.
You guys are also like, I don't know, because you know how to play music really well. So you a little bit, you know what I mean? You a little bit elite, and you an educator with the, and I taught, so I know how elite you are. I taught,
right.
That's why I took myself to banking, because I was like,
well, you know what? We need some elite salaries there.
Because these kids, they gonna put me in prison.
It's rubbing the streets, right?
So y'all are looking at me, you know what I mean? So y'all look very healthy, like you work out more than you elite, you know what I mean? So
you know what the truth is? I don't work out at all. Please don't hate me. I need to work out.
You starve yourself with the crunches and stuff, so it carried through. But no,
we're not hurting for nothing. Don't get me wrong. We're not hurting.
You're totally right. Anybody can do it.
Anybody.
But like we said before, our challenges are different. We're not going to sit up here and say, in a time that we know there's right privilege, we know different races have different opportunity. Yeah, do you have to push a little bit harder? Yes. Anybody who wanted to affect change in a big way had to push hard. Martin Luther King had to take a lot of ridicule. Just yesterday, my wife was showing me the Mayor Gianni guy from Florida that was going for governor. It's a sad thing that happened with him in that scenario. But the fact is, the responsibility is anybody that wants to do something great and change. And we're not talking about you're changing your situation. When you do well, your kids, your wife, like when you die, because we're all going to die at some point.
Yep.
You get to pass it to somebody. So when we talk about, hey, none of us got a head start. Well, that person that came behind me, they get a head start.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And maybe they'll double and triple what I did by the time they're 30. Yeah. And so they offer other head starts to other people. But this couldn't be no more clear than anybody can do it, man. Anybody can do it. So when you talk about your mindset, that was one piece that I definitely wanted to help you guys to kind of dive deep on, because one of the things you hit on was, hey, I started looking at what this could be. And when you think about it's hope, but do people really realize what can be possible on the other end? So how did you kind of keep the faith? Because like you said, it's hard. Close to 3 years paying off debt, it's a tough road. It's a fast road when you look back. It's not a fast road when you're in it.
No.
Let's really get that clear with people. It's always a fast road when you say, hey, 5 years. Well, the first 2 years I married, we got a debt. It took about 2 years. Yeah, but the day-to-day, it's tough.
It was real out.
How did you work yourself through the day-to-day? How did you kind of develop the mindset of what can this be and allow yourself to be carried in? One of the things you already mentioned was the whiteboard, but what are other things that kind of help you situate yourself to like, hey man, we can run at this. We can take a run.
Well, it was really we had to develop a why for ourselves.
Yeah.
We had to figure out something that was going to motivate us. And one of our motivations was, we really wanted to be debt free before we had children.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was one big thing. Yeah, we wanted to leave a legacy, and we also want to build wealth.
We want to be wealth. We want to become millionaires.
Yeah,
and all of that. So that's just to be straight up.
There's not a lot of millionaires.
we want to become millionaires.
Yeah,
for real. I want to have some money. I got.
Yeah. I mean, just being
real. I don't think anybody did this to not have no money.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of
and we want to travel and do that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, and so we just wanted to leave a legacy, and so that kind of helped us with our day to day. Sometimes it was well, we can't go out to eat, this time, or because it's not in the budget. Like we didn't spend that part of the budget. We allocated this much money to that. It's like that's it. It was just sacrifices like that.
And it's not easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but it's worth it though. It
is worth it.
Sacrifice. It
is worth it. It was not easy, but it is worth it. And we definitely, like I said, we definitely sacrificed. There were definitely trips that we could have taken, because now you got to think about it. New marriage, and we're tackling this big financial monster called student loans. So it's like all at the same time happening. One story I'll definitely share is, when we got married, she moved into my 1-bedroom.
It was tiny, y'all.
Apartment.
Little bachelor.
So,
because guys don't want much. We just
I didn't think anything was wrong with it. Right. To be honest with you, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it. It didn't have a whole lot of decorations except for what my mama did.
If you ever wanted married advice, you didn't realize how wrong your life was until you get married.
Right.
Like after being married a year, actually not even a year. I mean, we've been married over 3 years now, but the first 3 months, I actually asked myself, I'm like, how am I still alive? Like, like she just went through. She's like, I don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? I'm like, how am I still alive? This is wrong. Like, I didn't know.
I came in there changing drawers up and organizing stuff, and I'm like, how are you? Like this is more efficient.
Took up all of the space, all the closet space. I was just like, okay, all right. Took the whole bathroom counter, the whole.
I gave up. I got a little commode somewhere. I go in and do my shower and I'm out.
I had my little thing. That's about it. I kept my little hair.
So you moved. So you stayed there the whole time while you was getting out of debt, or
yes? And she wanted to leave.
Or
this is the thing. It helped, but here we go though. When we're talking about the challenges and the sacrifices.
Right. This adjustment, because she had a bigger place.
She was getting tired of living there.
Because our rent was only what, $700, close to $700, or a little.
Yeah, it was like under.
It was it was cheap compared to a lot of places.
Like $680 or something like that.
Louisiana.
We're in Louisiana.
Okay. Ooh, good for. Ooh, dang.
I was ready to go.
But she was ready to go, and I was like,
we still got this debt.
Nope.
That's what he said. Y'all, we went and looked at apartment complexes. We went and looked, and I was like, you know what? You right.
After she did all of that,
get rid of this thing.
we said right here.
Yeah.
Just because financially it did not make sense for us to move yet.
And it's tough. It's tough.
So, now, as you can see, she's smiling from ear to ear. We don't.
Yeah, y'all got a clock on the wall. Like, you know what time it is. Even if it looks spacious, y'all look comfortable.
Oh yeah, now, hey, I got it. She's happy now. She's happy. She's good. Right. But yeah, she wanted to leave, and that was a sacrifice that we had to make. And I'll mention one more before we go on. I'll never forget. We were talking about going on a trip, because you got to remember, we ain't been married that long. And so we were talking about this trip. I think we were talking about going to Jamaica or something like that. Well, now I ain't tell her to do this. She did this. She had, a doctor's appointment or dentist appointment or something like that. Well, she over here telling her dentist and them talking about we going. I told her I didn't. We going to Jamaica. I didn't say that we was going to Jamaica. I said we're not going.
We talked about it.
But talking about it and establishing it as being what it is, the final decision was not made. And man, when I tell you, she got mad, man. I didn't talk. She didn't speak to me, man, for a minute. I was like,
in the small house.
Yeah.
And one more, and an iron that apparently was too powerful for the apartment. So when we would go to plug it up,
we weren't living in luxury.
We were not living in luxury. We look comfortable now, but what we were living in about a year ago,
right.
The iron was too powerful, so we plug it up. It would turn off the lights.
Oh, don't forget to mention
what?
We had no washer and dryer. So for 2 years, we dragged our clothes.
Lord Jesus.
To the apartment laundry complex.
Really slumming it.
Hey,
Like,
we had and people, that's what I'm saying. They can look now. Hey, it was real. And then the thing is, the wash and dryer place on our complex, they closed at what, 10?
so
I
you have
can't
to
tell you
set your
how many
life around that.
times we were sitting at our apartment watching TV, fell asleep, up. Everything, we go up there, door locked. Guess we'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've had our clothes stolen. Man, don't get
Oh,
me started.
man.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
say that. It's definitely been a journey. But we persevered through it all. That's the reason why when we say you can do it, anybody can do it, we're not speaking as somebody who's a spectator. We're speaking as somebody who participated and actually did it.
And we survived.
And the funny thing is, your decisions, or if you guys are watching this, the fact is you may not have to make the decisions that these folks they did.
Hopefully you don't.
Like,
Hopefully
it's
you
just
do not have an iron that turns the lights off when you. We were late to church.
You need lights. So it's either you're gonna be wrinkled or you're gonna be clean. But
you're gonna be right. You're gonna be wrinkled at church or late. Like, which one you gonna have?
Right.
For me though,
you're gonna be sitting a little higher on that
I'm the minister of music though. I can't come up there with no wrinkled shirt on. So it's like we just got to be late today. We just have to be late.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We still have fun. We still traveled a little bit.
Yeah.
We learn to enjoy.
We weren't totally on lockdown.
You did enjoy it. So it's one of those things, guys. Like they said, what's important for you? Like to be honest, number one,
what do you value?
We all nobody gets out of debt. Nobody's budgeting because we don't want to have money. Like that's the whole purpose of doing this whole thing. If we wasn't getting more money, we're not doing this.
No.
If I didn't go to another job that paid me more, I'm not going to another job. I'm doing it to get more. Why? For me, now it's more just flexibility. At first, it was just more money. Now it's, man, I can do whatever I need to do. I can't control jobs. COVID cannot
especially
control,
this pandemic really showed us.
You cannot control a shift in the market where your job does not be important anymore.
Yeah, nothing is certain.
Maybe a person get promoted that been at the job long enough, but they don't know how to lead and they are terrible to you, and it's time for you to exit, or they just got it in for you, and you can't control it. What you can control is how all these things affect you, not just emotionally, but financially. It can happen. If I got a car repair, I got to go get my car fixed at 7 in the morning. I get it fixed so quickly now that I look at, man, it costs me more for my car to be out of commission and not functioning correctly than for me to worry about how I'm paid. But every time I get my car fixed or repaired or an oil change or something, I'm always thinking about that kid, 19, 20, that I'm like, dude, I remember when $400 or $500 repair would sink me. Now I'm going in there, cash, mind you, you know what I mean?
Come on.
Paying it, and we on to the next thing. My wife, what you got to do? Oh, hun, I got to go get my car repaired. She got to go get her car repaired, and she going to the dealership. I'm not even on that level, but she going to the dealership and get her stuff done. But the fact is, it's not, let's stop everything in the month. We got a $400 issue. It's pay the $400. Oh, mom and dad are coming in. Okay, we're going to show them a good time, all that type of stuff. Different challenges. I got to work out my time a little bit different. Okay, cool. But that's not stopping me. And the fact is, you can control your life. Your money is a piece of why you can control your life, because we live in the USA. Money touches and rules everything.
Yep.
People can be racist. They can not like you because you're a woman. They can talk about you because you fat or whatever. But the fact is, and I talk to millionaires on the daily, these people are not worried about anybody else. They just not. And the reason for it is because they like, look, I'm good. If I want to go to work, I'm going to work because I like the work.
Right.
And that's the best way to go to work. And magically, if you like the work, you work harder, you give your best effort, you don't mail it in, no days. It's no days off for me. It's every day I'm going to the grind. But what happens with that? Oh, man, he's a special employee. we got to promote him. You're getting more blessings. You're opening up more things because for us, it clears your mental space. It helps you be prosperous. And that's what you want to do. But to your point, anybody can do it. And your situation ain't the same, but you can do it.
You got to do the work.
Like they just mailed it in. If you're not married, or even if you are married, you probably know what it's like. If one person is mad, or if you're not speaking to the spouse, it don't feel good in the house. I mean, you'll go to sleep, but ain't nobody feeling
that
good.
Atmosphere ain't right.
No, the atmosphere ain't right. You be like, dog, I gotta work it out. Who gonna say something first?
Right.
I said this last time. Let me see. You know what I mean? But the fact is, just imagine doing that every time a paycheck or something comes through. And it don't have to be that way. And as a man, we cast vision for our families. We have to. Yeah, our wives, they depend on us to have a vision. A wife will always follow a leader. You don't necessarily have to be the greatest guy in finances or whatever, but a leader, a person who, dear, this is what I want our life to be. These are your goals. I'm putting your goals before me. Like you mentioned, Ashley, when I get a bonus, God gets a tithe. My wife is number 2, and then it's me. I've talked to husbands everywhere. There's no place where that order is not the same way for everybody. The only problem is the guy gets himself down when you do the tithe and you do your wife, and there ain't nothing for you. And after 6-7 years of that, it gets your internal because you're like, I'm doing everything I can. And then on top of that, you ain't cleaning. You ain't, well, I gave you my check. You know, like, what up? Leave me be. So, no, you guys are phenomenal about this mindset. What would you say to somebody about trying to figure out their why or what they're doing and how to stick with it, even coming through your time?
Well, I'll just say find something that's important to you. You know, if you want to travel and do things like that, then let that be your why. You know, if it's, you know, it could be a number of reasons. You know, you want to be debt free before you get married, or, you know, if you're single, or, you know, you just want to be debt free just so you can have it off your back. It's like,
to be wealthy. That's okay.
You know, and they say that that's a great thing to kind of catapult you into, you know, wealth, because now, you know, we have that $1,700 that we were throwing every month. Now plus it's ours. By now. And now we get to keep it. We get to say do whatever we want to with it, and that feeling is amazing.
It's a blessing
in the bank, and like I have control. I can do what I want to with it. It's like I can invest that money and multiply it. You know,
you need money to invest. Stop paying for your car.
Exactly.
There's a way to do this. With money, there's a way to do it right. So you guys are you investing now, or have you done the emergency fund? What step kind of where you at now?
We are in the process of beefing up our emergency fund.
Okay.
We have one, but we want to beef it up
a little bit more.
Months. Right now we have about 4 months, about 4 months emergency fund.
How is that changing?
What?
How's that, having that, like you said, you talked about, you know, having that 1,700, now you got a little bit of savings there. What's that part of life compared to before? Like, honestly, what's the difference of having the savings and no debt?
There's peace, man. I mean, there is I'm saying right now, I remember I heard somebody say this, that anybody who said that they don't like money ain't never had money. Anybody that no, really though, because you know, of course, I know that, you know, the Bible, we're Christians, we're believers, so you know, the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. But I like to say the lack of it is too, because
it can create some evil.
This is it can, but I think you not having it, when you realize how much peace there is, because if you just think about even I'll say a Christian standpoint, most of our prayers that we pray to God involve money.
Yeah, involves some type of question.
Exactly. Right. And so it's like, if we were good stewards and we managed our money, we may not always need a miracle. So maybe what we need is not a miracle, but we need management. Yeah. And so I think that I'll say from a Christian standpoint that that's can be a huge topic and a problem in the community of that. Oh, I just need a miracle. I need a blessing from God. Well, no, you need to learn how to manage what God has already given you, because like you said, once you do the budget, once you locate your money, you realize it's almost like giving yourself an automatic raise.
It is.
But it's, again, being willing to do the work. And once you do the work, like you said, now that we have that emergency fund and we're continuing to build it, man, it's peaceful. And so if something happens, you know what? Exactly. And we're okay. And it's okay. It's okay.
I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she was getting a repair for her car, and she had a person from her job, lady's like 62, 63. My mom, I think that repair was like $800. And my mom's almost like 70. So I've really been bearing into her about how she saves. And she's now, my mom is now that little kind of elderly young lady, 5'5", she's slim. She going in there, she like, all right, I need one. She got it. She counting on her fingers. She writing her little notes. And so she in the bank with the lady, and she like, how much do I need? Okay, let me get 400 or 500. She's like, I think that's enough. And she talking to herself, and she going through it. And so she get it. And then she go back to the car, and the lady that she's with as a coworker, all she said is, must be nice. Like, and the thing is, I was laughing because my mom was like, it made me feel so good for her. It made her feel so good, because the truth is, it is nice. It is nice. It's nice that I can take my friends out, or at any moment when I want to, I can say, hey, I'm a cover dinner, and the friends don't even know. Or at any moment when I want to, I send money, I buy a lot of stuff silently. I don't really announce where I get my money, but when I see somebody and I try to promote, I have the money to do it, and I can act very quick. You know what I mean? But you can't do that, and you can't have that opportunity if you're too busy paying for your pass, trying to impress, to borrow from Dave, people you don't know that you don't even like. You know, you can buy something that you don't even want,
and it won't even matter.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It won't matter. You know,
5 minutes from now. In order, like, you want the investments, but you want the real estate, but these investments, the taxes, the rebalancing, real estate, renting the place out, getting the place ready, putting it up. This is all work to have that well. You don't even want to do the budget. So, like, how you gonna deal with a risky tenant now wanting to sue you because you didn't have your stuff in order, and now you can't take a hit like that? Like, how are you gonna deal with that? How are you gonna deal with you got to repair $500, $1,000 repair on your house, and you got people renting out your house, and they expect their lights to be on today, yesterday. So they pay they rent, but you're not managing your stuff well. So you can't talk about the bigger blessing and moving forward. And you guys are right. It's different. It's serenity. It's a different mindset when you're looking at a situation and you're not concerned about the money aspect. You just like, I don't want to do this deal because I don't like it. I don't want to eat it because I don't like it. I don't want to buy this shirt because I don't like it. I don't want you to buy that stuff because I just don't like it. What are you doing it for? Why you need extra hair? Why I got wigs all over the place? What, you know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean? I love it. Whatever. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Why? You know what I mean? If I'm not doing it, what does it hurt? You know what I mean? So it's so good. So now that you guys got the emergency fund, what are some of your new goals? Because the why evolves, right? The legacy thing.
It evolves.
So the why evolves. What is the why now? What are some of the goals that you're pushing forward for now?
Well, we definitely want to start investing.
I don't want to get a little bit into the real estate that you just talked about.
Yeah. And we can do that because, you know, we're building up funds.
Right.
You know, we also want to save money for a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
And so that's something.
One day.
Yeah, that's our.
We don't want to rent forever.
Yeah, we don't want to rent forever. So
not in the small place, no.
Yeah. So our next place is.
I mean, it's a pretty nice place, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our next place is going to be a house. We definitely want to own a home. eventually. But we want to put a nice down payment on it, and we also want to save up for some vehicles. You know, we don't want to
upgrade.
So we don't want to go back in the debt.
Yeah, we don't want to go back.
Not for cars.
Right, not for cars.
A car
Real estate is the only thing that I'll probably go into debt a little bit for. Everything else,
car is not.
Here's the cash.
Yeah,
so can't do it.
Saving up for that.
No.
So you're in investing. Man, you guys, you're so phenomenal. I could probably talk to you guys 4 or 5 hours, and I would feel just blessed.
This is
just
awesome.
a wonderful. It's even things that you help me. But what would you say as you're looking? Because I kind of talked about this before we came on. What are some of the new challenges that come after you get out of debt?
Well, I think one thing is the temptation to spend now that money is staying in your account. Like, snap, we got all this extra money. It's like, no, like we still need a plan for it. You still have to budget.
You said don't quit budgeting when you get out of debt. Let me tell everybody, do not quit budgeting when you get out of debt. Like, oh, we out of debt, no more budget. No, because then you're gonna find
we just take the debt line item out. We replace it with something else.
Exactly.
More savings.
Keep managing your money. Keep learning. Keep stewarding it.
Because we kept finding ourselves saying, we're debt free now. We can do this. I was like, wait a minute. We need to be careful. Because we can keep saying, we're debt free. And
we can do this.
Start spending. It's like, no, we still have to be disciplined, even though we are debt free.
Absolutely.
We don't just want to be crazy.
Reckless. We don't want to be reckless with our lives. So, but we do want to look at, like you said, we're looking into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And we actually have a resource that we are working on to be a blessing to people, to share and encourage them in their journey to get freedom. So that'll be out soon and everything like that. And so we're definitely looking to, just like I said, do more entrepreneurial things and like that, so.
Nice. Man, guys, if you don't think these people are awesome, these marriages are awesome, what would you say to the couples, to people who maybe they've been married for a little while? Sometimes that happens. Even people our age, about, hey, how do you really kind of communicate? What really can I do tactically to kind of get my spouse on board? And you guys can speak from the perspective. Actually, you definitely hit the nail on the head early. Hey, the language you use matters. And Michael kind of followed up with, look, you ain't my mama. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's real. Like, he said it, but I'm dead serious. It's the reality of what is in my head. Like, look, wait a minute now. My mama don't do this to me. I'm not gonna say it.
It's a respect issue. It's a respect.
It's a thing. So, what would you say, especially because you start your journey, you start your marriage this way, and most people don't start that way. What would you say that you would encourage people to do as couples to really kind of rope it in, to get focused, to get some progress?
Well, this is what I would say. Before you even do a budget, have a dreaming session. Like, just sit down and talk about your dreams. Like,
possibilities.
What do you want to do? And because the majority of whatever you want to do is going to take money. So first, just find that motivation. Like, what do we both want? Like, what's our dreams?
For real though. And let that
whatever you want to do is going to take money.
And let that be the thing that propels you to pay off this debt or to walk the journey. And what I would definitely like to say is, be gracious, give each other grace, be kind, be patient, be considerate, all of those things matter, and then realize that you are here to work together, not against each other. Y'all are on the same team. You know what I mean? It's crazy to just say it in marriage, but it's almost like you got to remind each other, like, no, I'm for you, you're for me. Like, we're doing this together. Like, the budget is not for me to attack you. It's for us to attack the debt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to start attacking
I'm over
each
here
other, but that's what
you
happens.
beat on me. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Like, hold on. Wait a second.
No, attack the debt, attack the obstacle, you know, that's in front. And together you guys can succeed, you know.
Yeah.
So that would definitely be our encouragement, you know.
Yeah,
hey, you can do it.
Wife, says that all the time in marriage. It is truly just like I wake up and do a gratitude prayer and be thankful for things, but it is actually an active thing every day. How am I going to love my spouse? How can I do better today than I did yesterday? That's a daily decision, because to be for real, we in this for the long haul, and forever is a long time. To be just be honest. Like, if we was getting a 5-year reval, or we renegotiate terms in 5 years, it ain't working like that. No. So it's very important that you understand to center your mind mentally. And hey, like you said, be kind. Understand, none of us really kind of grew up with this training. So we're training ourselves and we're trying to learn something different. We all have different learning styles. We also emotionally are tied to the decisions that we made. So it's difficult to swallow that. There's some pride, there's some hurt feelings. So it's not really going to help, like you said, to say, well, yeah, you signed the paper. You know, well, yeah, I know I signed the paper. Right. Well, you ain't doing that with your degree. I know I decided.
Don't keep rehashing. That's not going to help, man.
Like, that's irrelevant. You know what I mean? So it's more, hey, what can we do now? All that other stuff. Hey, hon, let's sell your purse. But we're not gonna sell my purse. We can look at some of these pots and pans or something, but
be willing to bend. You got to be willing to bend on both sides.
That was honestly something you just hit on, and me and my wife, we just went through a season where one conversation that we learned is you always have to make concessions in marriage. Every decision, every side has to make a concession. Now, depending on who the decision is better for, that person's probably making less concessions. But in every decision, because you guys have different points of view, you might be want to go to the same route, but you got different points of view. It's always concessions made. So you have to realize that and be, again, gracious to that. Because again, our parents didn't train us like, hey, this is how you be married, this is how you get, because they didn't do that. And they only gonna teach you what they know. You know what I mean? So no, it's so good. So before I get to wrap up this thing, how can you, because you guys mentioned a couple projects, how can they touch base? And honestly, he is phenomenal on Instagram. I'm gonna go in and copy it. I listen to it on my run. It's soothing, you know what I mean? But the guy, I mean, if I knew the song, I would sing with it. Like I just make up my own words, but I'll be right there with you. You know what I mean? I really be right there with you. He does it all the time on Instagram. So I didn't pretty much talk with the Instagram, but what other ways can people support you guys and what type of endeavors you have going on?
Okay. Well, you can find me at Instagram at Ashley M. Walter.
Okay.
And
she has a blog.
I also have a blog. It's a Christian blog. It's at ashleymwalter.com. And so
what's the blog about?
It's just a very encouraging blog about, you know, how to walk out this faith walk, you know, in everyday life.
And she did a blog on us getting out of debt as well.
I
so you definitely want to go read that.
There's more information on that too. And I've done a daily a devotional, 8-day devotional, and you can find that on there too.
You want to check that out.
We're actually going to be coming out with a resource together. Michael already mentioned it, but you know, it just really goes more in depth about if you are a beginner and you don't know where to start as far as getting out of debt, then that's going to be the resource.
Here's the keys to how to start.
Yeah.
How to get started. So we just want to help people. And so, we'll be coming out with that soon, and we can get those links and things to you, you know, soon. And so for me, of course, you know, he mentioned I'm a musician. I play the keyboard. So I'm on Instagram. I am the Michael Walter. I actually have a single out too called Your Love Is So Amazing. You definitely want to go check that and add that to your playlist. I think it's a great
download.
Song. And I think you can join.
Okay.
Yeah, you can download it. Yeah, you can download it right now. It's on all digital outlets: Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere music is, available, you can get it. And yeah, I have a website called themichaelwalter.com, which you could see more of, get more of the music and see videos of me playing. But yeah, you can follow me on IG. Like I said, you can hear more of me playing on there and all of that good stuff.
Oh, and he is also doing virtual piano lessons.
I am.
So
yeah, man. So if you want to,
I don't want to learn, but I do want to help support you. Virtual piano. You do Cash App?
I do. Okay. But I have an actual link in my Instagram. It'll say my virtual piano lesson. If you click that, you can just schedule an appointment, made it real easy, whatever time you want. And
how much is the Cash App?
Or how much cash? Well, I haven't done no Cash App, but the actual booking square. So right now, I know that we have COVID-19 happening. So right now, it's we're actually $50. What I'm doing, but it'll originally be $60, but I'm doing a $10 COVID discount until January 2021. And so right now you can get in for an hour, $50.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this because I want you guys to hang out with me backstage. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm gonna send you $100 today. I want you to, if nobody in this group does it, I want you to use that for a discount or bless somebody, or if you want to keep it as a profit and still charge some other people, whatever you want to do. But I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna buy 2 lessons. Whoever on the video, if you want 2 lessons, mention something. We'll figure out a word or something that we can say. If you're watching this on YouTube.
Yeah,
probably gonna be a little late. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be snagged up because the video don't come out till Sunday. So sorry, but we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pay for a couple lessons for some people, and we'll put that information with their links tomorrow of what you can say and all those different things. But it's a great activity. Like I said, I used to play piano, but I really want to bless you guys on your journey. I really do enjoy the music. I'm not a big music person, so when I do find something, like if you ever heard me listen to music, I'll listen to the same thing for like an hour on repeat constantly, and then I'm back to podcasts, or I'm back to learning something. So, but yeah, we definitely gonna bless y'all that way. So definitely hang out with me, Michael, and Ashley after we'll talk and get some stuff going. But as we begin to wrap up, like I said, with every cast I've done, guys, I want these people to kind of bless you a little bit more. What would you tell somebody who's either starting their journey, who maybe in their journey right now, maybe they got 4 or 5 years to walk this down? The couple that, hey, they're in chaos now. It's a lot of people in chaos. COVID, just like kids, exposed what you weren't seeing. So, you know what I mean? You find out, hey, I got a little bit of a financial mess. Hey, I'm 38, I'm 45, I'm not making financial progress like I may, and not saying you guys have all the answers, but just the point of, hey, they did it. And you know what I mean? You didn't do it yet. You can.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did they do it? What would you tell somebody to do during this time? Yes, it's hard, but for you guys, how would you encourage that single person, married person, however, to on this journey with getting out of debt?
Well, what I would say is, and I told Michael this too, it's like time went by anyway, Yeah. It's like those 3 years, we would have been sitting right here still today, September 17th, 2020.
And we wouldn't be talking to you.
We wouldn't be talking to you right now. Yep. And so it's like, if you think about it that way, it's like time is going to go by anyway. Why not?
Why not be productive?
Why not use the time to get out of debt? Because if it's going to take you 5 years and you choose, say, you know what, I'm not going to pay it off, that 5 years is going to go by. And
anyway.
Yeah. So it's like, why not pay it off? And like you said, by the time you get there to the end, it's going to seem like that time went by like that.
Right.
It really
it'll
does.
Be worth it.
It'll be worth it.
And I would like to say, it's not too late.
Yeah.
No matter how far gone, no matter how long I know all about it with the student loan. You've had to defer and to defer again and put your defer and
people
defer.
got a break this year. This ain't this
well,
coming.
yeah, this year is a man. That people, if y'all don't realize something, let me tell you something. Now, of course, if you have your job is unstable and you don't have a job, no, secure your home and food and shelter, do all of that. But if you have extra to side, this is a gift. Yes. No interest.
Throw everything at.
That's one of the reasons why that number is so big that we had to pay off. Interest. Man, interest that is not working for you is a curse. But if it's working for you, it's a blessing. But I definitely want to encourage people and say, hey, it's not too late. You can do it. Even if there is some delay doesn't mean denial, and it doesn't mean that you have to quit. And so we want to encourage you, don't give up. You can do it. Hopefully you will read our resource, and that will encourage you even more. And hey, guys, we're cheering for you.
No, definitely appreciate it, guys. If you stuck on this long, I appreciate all you people. Again, close to 1,300 guys. Continue to invite people. Let's jump this group. Let's try to hit that 3,000 mark by December and see if we can help and communicate and start really connecting people with this information, but other people resources to help them go further in their journey. It really is about creating wealth, but more creating the financial freedom, which ultimately gives you regular freedom in our lifestyle. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, leave a comment, say something nice. If you don't like me, still say something bad. Say something. But definitely appreciate you guys being here. And like I said, they're going to hang out with me before. But until next time, you guys, I definitely have another guest coming. It's going to be a surprise. This is the third week of September, so I might not do too many more this month. But October, got something special. A Yahoo Finance expert will come join us. So I hope you guys will stick around. But until next time, you guys, talk to you guys soon.